Alright, hello everyone. So I actually don't know what I'm going to be doing today. But I just figured it would be a good idea to chill out and just chat, stuff like that. So, personally, I don't know if you know this, but things are changing constantly, actually. For me personally, I feel like sometimes I need to get certain things off of my chest. For instance, in the northern hemisphere, I'm sure you're real aware that we're back to summer. Yeah, you see what I did there? I just wanted to put in some irony. Personally, I don't know what your plans are this summer, but I'm not gonna budge. Because I don't want to disrupt your time. Just enjoy it while it lasts. It's the same with life. You have to enjoy it while it lasts. It doesn't last forever. King pancakes. I enjoy your company, but. And you defecated on my table again, didn't you? Sorry about that. It's just stress. I mean, we all stress at some point, right? But sometimes that can lead to us doing bad things. It's like it's as mentioned in that Frozen song. People make bad choices when they're mad, scared, stressed. I mean, Frozen is actually a pretty good movie. I mean, I can see why it performed well and when it hit theaters. The story, like the movie, was based off of the story by Hans Christian Andersen, who also did other classics that turned into Disney movies, like The Little Mermaid and stuff like that. Now, while it is true that Disney twisted these stories to be happier, which for some reason I don't know why, but here's another true statement from the movie: "Love is an open door." I mean, I don't want to copyright things that aren't mine. I mean, the movie, as of this particular moment, isn't in the public domain, evidently, because, Disney likes their copyright material. I mean, they've made some pretty, what's the word? Questionable decisions, but they aren't overall a bad company. They just They've done things that we don't necessarily agree with, but that doesn't mean we should hate on them. Controversial decisions, probably. Sure, but need I remind you, they started off as an entertaining company for families and stuff like that, and they still produce family friendly content. That's what they base their productions on, right? Family friendly entertainment. And for having like seriously, they held their own theme park for crying out loud. I mean, seriously, do you know how big they are? But under the hood, they have been doing some political stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I've been pretty depressed lately because I've been thinking about the future. Yeah, that's not a joke. I get so stressed out just thinking about, the years that are coming. I guess it's just because I missed 2019 and the previous year that treated me better. And, just knowing that I can't go back to those years ever, it's just. That's what stresses me out sometimes. And it just gets you right into the skull. It's the only thing that you can't stop thinking of. I think I have every reason to say that because politics, I know I've said this before and I will continue to say again, they've, they are the reason that the entire world is going on a slow shift down into madness. It's America's not the only country going through this. I mean, congratulations on 250 years, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. We can't let politics run our lives. That's not what we're meant for. The only thing we were meant for is peace, love, and prosperity. However, some people think it's okay to brush those things under the rug. And that's not right. I feel as if, you probably see where I'm going with this, right? Because of politics, people twist the truth in the media, and that in turn leads to confusion, which leads to arguments, which leads to, heck, I don't know. I mean, politics leads to war, which leads to the death of many innocent people. Especially when it comes to terrorist attacks. These are things the world cannot tolerate. Yet some people tolerate it like it's no big deal. What's worse, some people have very narcissistic leaders. I mean, no offense to everyone out there. You see, argument, politics. I'm getting words scrambled together, aren't I? I like to do that sometimes. But politics lead to arguments. That's what I'm trying to say, you know? We shouldn't be debating politics. That's not healthy. And I know some people will ignore this warning, which I don't understand why. Some of you probably don't care what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to warn you, okay? That's all I'm trying to let you know, okay? We don't need politics to live our lives, okay? I can tell you probably some of you, oh, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're pathetic. No, like I opinion wise, no, you shouldn't let people think, oh, you're saying this. We're gonna twist the truth to make you look bad. This is what I'm getting at. Okay, like we twist the truth to make other people look bad, when in reality they're just trying to help us. Yeah, especially since children are a victim to this type of scandal. Like, they don't realize it when they're younger, but as they get older, they have to find out eventually that they've been lied to. That is not the world I want to live in. And it stresses me out just, thinking about it. We know a lot of things that we do are wrong, and some people don't even care, but we keep, desecrating corpses and molesting children, and like assaulting teenagers even, like all of that for no reason. And I know I shouldn't be bringing it up towards children, but I cannot believe I have to educate children, even during the summer months, on stuff like this. But I feel like I might have no other choice in the matter. Unless Captain Pancakes is going to continue on with his shenanigans. Ow! Sorry, that was a Super Troopers reference. Oh, and to add to it all, another Super Troopers movie is coming out, towards the end of the summer months. Unfortunately, the Fox name will not be part of the branding on the film like it was in the first two. This is what I mean. Disney has made some questionable decisions. I was distraught over it, don't get me wrong. At first, I didn't even know what was going on. At first, and I will be honest, I assumed that means the merger was coming to a close. I was like, okay, that was fast work. But no, when I saw a branding image of Fox Searchlight Pictures, but Fox wasn't on there, I knew immediately what was going on. I was like I was distraught. It tore my life apart, literally. But I kept going. The only reason Disney would have done so is because they were tricked by Rupert Murdoch's, Fox Corporation is a ripoff. I'll tell you that. But Disney failed to realize that. If they had known that Fox News was a ripoff, they wouldn't have they wouldn't have changed the company's name. But I'm guessing it was because of witness protection. Still, though, I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing I can do. I don't own Disney or any of their properties. Although I will say this, I would love to be on one of their ships, excluding the Adventure. Which is the only ship in their fleet that isn't registered in the United States. It's in Singapore. I don't want to go aboard that ship simply just because of the way the funnels are arranged. She has 4, but not in the way I like. They're not in complete order either, which is having 2 on either side freaks me out. Originally, there was going to be 3 on either side, but Ugh. Either way, it's worse. Uh, I mean, no offense, but it is like a horrendous design idea, in my opinion. I find that design idea to be very disturbing. But that's just my 2 cents. Everyone has their own. And another thing, people make, I mean, some people make garbage content, and that's not opinion wise, that's a true statement. Like, some people make, like, nowadays, people make AI videos, and people are just saying it looks absolutely ridiculous, and I can understand where they're getting at, because it just, some sources of media shouldn't even exist. Like, some of it is like complete garbage, and I hope you don't use my videos as an example, but I know some of you will probably do so anyway because you don't like my content. Like, some of you don't, but you don't need to be harsh about it, okay? I can already tell some people are just going to ignore what I just said and just be harsh about it anyway. That is what worries me. I know. We shouldn't worry about the smallest little things, but The gun is for self-defense, of course. Like, you shouldn't carry weapons out in public. The TSA has regulations against that, Which, I remember, if I remember correctly, it stands for Transportation Safety Administration. I don't know. It could stand for other things, too. Also, you need to buy a gun from a licensed vendor. Otherwise, possession of a weapon isn't legal. Like, if some stranger just, like, or anyone in particular, walked up to me and gave me a gun to carry and to protect myself, I wouldn't take it. Because I want to respect the law. And, like, don't twist my words, okay? I want to respect the law, and look, and I'm just like, and I understand that for some people, don't actually means do. Like, that's El Reverso. Can you not see how pathetic the entire world is right now? That wasn't to be rude or anything. It's just, you know, you already know I'm gonna have to censor some of that because that wasn't meant to be on here. And I will not be mocked for it, okay? Mocking should, it's just. You shouldn't mock other people for certain things, okay? Let alone anything. Yet some people still mock people for no apparent reason. That's not right either, okay? Just. Although some people will just twist it into thinking it is okay to mock people, which it's just don't. I beg of you, do not. I wouldn't make fun of you for anything, right? That's an example of politics. Or at least I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but, you know. But you see what I mean by this, okay? If we continue to let politics run our lives, like I know I said this before, I don't remember, but we'll never have peace. We'll continue having wars, and people will still be getting hurt. Although, frankly, either way, people will still get hurt. But you know what I mean by that, right? Like, safety is important. That is a fact. Some people twist it to think it is not safe. Like, all because of arrogance and narcissism. Just look at what happened almost 3 years ago because of it. Yeah, I know. Some people are like that, and it's gross. Despicable, even. Every time I do a stream, this happens. How about a hat? Okay, maybe not that big, but you know. Frankly, you don't. Some people. Some people just can't self-interrupt when I'm talking. Rude. Anyway, some people don't need guns to defend themselves. However, some feel like it's necessary. Politics again, okay? Lib right. Whatever that means. No, please. Silly bird. Don't laugh at me, okay? It's not funny. I didn't tell you to laugh, so please don't. Alright, now he just looks ridiculous. But I can change that. I mean, legit, someone made like a couple videos where the Team Fortress 2 mercenaries are debating politics. I mean, it has a lot of uh, overly loud screaming and profanity. Like, profanity is not something I do here on this channel. Like, YouTube has rules against it, but people don't care sometimes. Like, especially Pymations. Have you seen his work? His videos, for the most part, some of them, a huge chunk of them, they include profanity. Like, I don't understand why, but some channels don't even use profanity, which is acceptable. My channel is one of those channels. And can we just keep it that way, please? You can tell in the description I have rules that go against profanity. And this person almost looks like Willy Wonka. Also, I remember, like, it was in England or wherever, but this one company, they kind of messed up on a big, like, they promised a huge, exciting Willy Wonka experience, but it turned out to be a huge letdown, and families got very upset over that. Like, I mean, what gives? It promised like an exciting walk through a field full of candy and stuff like that, but it turned out instead to be just like it looked like a warehouse, and it looked absolutely nothing like it was promised. False advertising can get you in some big doo doo, and I don't want to false advertise, okay? Speaking of doo-doo, silly little bird. BRB, and I've got a sleepy foot. Gonna stop. I'll be right back. Just gotta clean something up because Captain Pancakes can't stop defecating on my desk. Anyway, still though, I don't hold anything against him. He's just a bird. Although, as I know before, defecating on top of people is still a form of assault. And to add to it all, I embarrassed myself even more. You didn't even just see any of that, okay? No one needed to see my shenanigans. Ow! Super Troopers again. All the goofy heck on the walls, mozzarella sticks. Maybe I should have thought ahead on, my shenanigans are just questionable, and I don't like, what's that? Explaining certain things on screen, or, can you please knock it off, Captain Pancakes? This is hectic. Anyway, just... Don't harass the little guy. He doesn't know... Don't harass him. Okay, just don't. Don't mock him for having no knowledge. Hey, okay. Whoa, okay. Easy there. This bird, I'll tell you what, this bird in particular, particularly out of something, just don't acknowledge what he just please. All right, you know what I do in secret, okay? You figured it out. Okay, but I will have to blur that out in the final. Never mind. But I don't have to explain myself, okay? It's just, I do certain things off camera that, even I question alone why I keep doing it. Alright, just... No, please, stop, little... No offense, little guy, but life was, a lot more peaceful before you came along. And I wasn't being rude or anything, but it's just drawing an original character here. And he continues to bother and interrupt me. Silly little cockatiel. I think I just messed up by maybe that's just, I'm confusing people right now, right? But I'm not confusing people on politics, or at least I'm trying not to. Like I said before, they have ruined, they have started ruining the entire world, not just America. Now, I can bet I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're wrong. Politics are the only way to survive. You're an idiot. Well, yes, I can come off as, but you don't have, like I said, you shouldn't make fun of me for certain things, okay? I make questionable decisions too, and I am more than willing to admit that, but As I said before, you shouldn't, like, it's a hectic world out there. And it is hectic, I will say, because why do we live with politics? Why do we live in a world where we instill fear onto others? Why do we make unhealthy decisions? Why do we think we're better than everyone else? Why can't we be equals? And why can't Captain Pancake stop with the shenanigans? What is that? The chief officer say? I swear I will pistol up the next person that says shenanigans. Yeah, I've seen Super Trooper. I've even seen the sequel. Yes, I have. Yeah, I have seen the sequel as well. Both of them cracked me up very hard. Although I'm sure I'm not gonna watch the third one anytime soon. Unless Fox comes back and someone can bribe me with a liter of cola. Still, though, as I said, politics ruin everything. Not just Adam Conover. And if you're wondering about the red dress girl thing, like, don't worry about it, okay? It's just my shenanigans. Okay, I'll quit it with the Super Troopers reference. All right. You know how your kids, when you're kids, you tend to think, oh, this is a completely original name. Yeah, you find out later on that it's just an average name that other people have. You know, I mean, it's confusing. You know, that's why I come up with original names. Like you can see here, that's an original name that I came up with. Technically, I created this character. Like she was part of an animation I did back in 2023 as part of Disney's 100th anniversary celebration. And as of this year, they are over, like, they're turning 103 this year. Washing off my screen, so, like, it's dirty. It's not that dirty, but I still have to clean it off. So, well, I do know, like I said earlier, I know some girls like to wear red dresses. That's completely okay with me. I do not discriminate based on the color of your dress clothes, okay? Frankly, I have no reason to. A new original character, right? And as you can tell, he's was that a Western? pancakes. He is just fluffing his feathers. I am gently caressing the back of his neck if you can't tell. You know how some birds tend to mimic noises? I think cockatiels are like that, you know? They are parrots, if you didn't know. A species of parrot. I got him I simply because of the Rio duology. Thanks, Fox. There was going to be a third one, but I have no idea what happened. Like, I don't know if it's because Rio 2 failed at the box office, or maybe Disney contributed to that. I mean, sure they might have had to because they shut Blue Sky down. But as I said, just because they make questionable decisions like that doesn't mean you should resent them your whole life, okay? Although I will admit they've gone down a more political path, but they still produce and distribute animated films, okay? Like this world that we live in right now. 2019 was a whole lot better. Like, let's just say everything was so much better before this awful decade started. I don't know if some of you agree. Like, some of you are saying, oh, we'll have a brighter future even after 2019. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe I'm confused. But I keep ranting on certain things, don't I? West Power? Yeah, that's the name of my you figured it out. It's the name of one of my upcoming film projects. A Western superhero film. I still think it'd be a great idea, although I'm sure none of you would have ever come up with it before. Although the Lego movie kind of contributed to something like that. Like, it had Western, like, you've probably seen it. Like, it had Western stuff in it, and it also had superhero stuff. So, like, kind of, Warner Bros. Kind of beat me to it, but out of the question. Like, that's just, the Lego movie is just, it's just a film about creativity. Like, that is true. We do not need politics to thrive. But that's beside. Oops. You kind of figured out what that was meant for. I'm an idiot, aren't I? That was meant for an article I'm going to do. Please don't embarrass me in public. I don't want to be embarrassed in public. Then again, I already know some of you will probably embarrass me anyway, just because I politely asked you not to. What is wrong with the world we live in? Like, this is like, the world that we live in right now is a bunch of baloney. Frankly, I don't eat bologna, but you know, that's not what I was referring to, okay? Why don't I think this was a good idea? Sometimes I question things that even I do, and I try to learn from my mistakes. I'm not perfect, I will admit that. Pancakes. I know some of you will lose respect for me after what I'm about to put out sometime in the future, but which is fair. And admittedly, I have made some questionable decisions when it comes to video production. Just like Captain Pancakes makes questionable decisions when it comes to my desk. Sometimes on my clothes, and even though I'm trying to, like, it's very rare, but he does that on my bed sometimes. Like, can't he just do it in his own cage? My desk is not a bathroom, Captain Pancakes. Neither is my bed, and neither are my clothes, okay? Like, come on. I know some of you are laughing hysterically because of what I'm doing with my life. How about next time I try to avoid doing something like that? Cockatiels are hilarious birds, aren't they? Hey there. You're a cutie one. Hey there. I almost said cutie, Mark. Oh, it just came out. Yes, I'm a brony. So what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. Not too close, okay? Hey there. If this weirds you out, I'll let you go on with your life, okay? I am very sorry that I made you uncomfortable. If I made you uncomfortable, that is. As I promised before, I'll make up for it. I can't make all promises in the world because of issues that I have with my life. Like, please, Captain Pancakes. Uh, caps lock. You little stubborn little bird. Okay. Ah! He does peck at my face sometimes. You can't see it, but you know what he's doing, right? He's up to his whatever it is. There. I feel like Just... Oh. I will admit, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing when I do these streams, but... There's nothing copyright showing on here, so I can't get claimed on this stream, right? As of currently, I don't know if, but like, well, like a decade ago, people like some companies were falsely claiming videos because of stuff that wasn't even featured in the video. I mean, it still happens, but they still get confused because of they think certain audio was included, like that is theirs, that what they think was featured in the video, it wasn't shown on there. Like when I was going to Premiere Ghosts of the Past, Viacom thought I used an audio track that wasn't even featured in there, and they blocked it worldwide. Like I didn't want to like like dispute the claim because I knew right there and then like it wouldn't work. So I decided just to remove the part. Like I thought it was because of something. Like nope, Viacom just got confused on what was used. Like they're not a bad company. They just make some questionable decisions. I think it's because they care solely for copyright, which I guess is understandable. Hey, Viacom, if you're seeing this, I don't hold a grudge against you. Sorry you guys got confused or something. Like, Captain Pancakes! If this isn't for your own entertainment, then I don't know what the heck is. Soon enough, we'll be fighting against aliens that are trying to take over our world. That was an Independence Day reference. Yep. 250 years of freedom. And, politics just ruining our entire country because some people don't give a heck about how our society works. And to top it all off, twisted truths, all for the sake of making money. Like, that's nonsense, okay? That's what I meant by that, okay? That's what I mean. Like, people twist the truth just so they can make money. That is such an unjustified way of making profit, okay? But then again, I can't control other people other than myself. I mean, I can't make people think a certain way, okay? That's just their life, not mine, okay? Frankly, I don't want to control anyone because, let alone hold them at gunpoint. And, like, please don't twist my words, okay? I'm not a political man. Especially not a person who wants to rule over an entire country. I'm not a dictator. I know this stuff is boring. I know. I get it. I get it, okay? I get it. I make boring content sometimes. Because I don't know what else to put out. For some people, I make boring content. But so what? You can't be rude to me about it. You cannot be rude to me about it. I simply just won't allow it. Captain Pancakes likes to hang out in his little treat bag. For what? he's an okay bird. He's just so adorable. You are adorable, Captain Pancakes. You so are. You are adorable. You're so adorable. You're so good. Good bird. You're a good bird. Let's see what else is. Oh, Blender? That's for later on, okay? Just don't worry about it, okay? Let's see what else we can do here. You know, I feel like I just got myself a little bit of an idea. We're going to do something downright amazing. Okay, let's try and do this. I'm gonna stop politics from ruining the world. What? Wait, what? Did that come out? Did that come out loud? I meant to press H. Boolean modifier and cube. Apply. I learned that from a Marvel tutorial. Unfortunately, it goes the opposite. Like, the camera pans out from the opposite direction. Some people think it's okay. And I think I might have messed up on certain things. Like, you know what? I was right the first time. Let's fix some little error. No, Captain Pancakes. Please, Captain Pancakes. Yeah, you know what this is going to be. Here we go. I do not think I have done this on Blender before, and yeah. She's taking form. If this turns out wonderful, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. Like, he's just a bird. Just give him some space. Stretch it out some. Yeah, will do. Yeah. If you suspected this was gonna be a ship, you were correct on that one. So, what ship is it going to be? Well, I'll tell you this is not gonna be like a historical ship or anything like that. Oh no, it's gonna be completely original, mate. Ooh. I believe I will have messed up on this part later on, but no, Captain Pancakes, leave me alone, Captain Pancakes. This is not the type of games, Captain Pancakes, please. I don't know if you get entertainment out of this, but no. You did it again, didn't you, Captain Pancakes? He's a sweetheart, don't get me wrong, but he does make questionable decisions sometimes. Don't you, buddy? I mean, we all do. But hey, I didn't. No. I do not know why I did that. Hey, Captain Pancakes, please stop, please. I'm trying to do something here, buddy. I do not want you bothering me. Being bothered is a thorn in my side. Just like it always is. I'll tell you the biggest thorn in my side. Being interrupted while I'm working. Like, sometimes people will barge in uninvited and just interrupt what I'm doing for whatever reason. Like, it bothers me. And it also bothers me when Captain Pancakes tries to. Sorry. Continuously interrupt me while I'm working. But please. Please. I just. Like, dang, she fine. It's from a song. And she's getting the old classic ship look, evidently, as you can tell by the sides of her. Yeah, you can tell by the old cruiser stern look. She's starting to look pretty good. Do you think she's taking form? I think she's starting to look good. discuss the prospect of ending the war tonight. Oops. Begging me, bruh. Yep, you already knew from the start that this was going to be a ship. And a classic looking ship of that. You know what? Never mind. At least I tried. At least desks aren't people. Well, this can be. Ooh, okay. Wait, where's contact? It's not there anymore. More plugins. Okay, let's check. Plugin database. You mean to tell me contact is not on here? No, that's just disappointing. Wait, hang on. Nope, never mind. Stop, Captain Pancakes. Stop, please. Don't laugh at me. There you are. Ow! Ow! I was looking for you. Ouch! Captain Pancakes, be careful. 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 Give me a moment, okay? And please, Captain Pancakes, stop. You are embarrassing me. MCU? Every time I see that... what's the word? I forgot. Korg? Now every time I see the... stand for... I lose the words sometimes. MCU. Every time I think of it, the acronym for, Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's a good franchise. Roscoe. yeah, wow, 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 yeah. So I don't know what the riff's gonna be, but. Oh man. And you remember when Despacito was a big meme back in the day? Classic. Sorry if you were offended by that. I don't necessarily know what I was thinking either. I don't know, it was just me being a weirdo for no apparent reason, I presume. Oh, come on. You know it was a good joke, right? At least it wasn't a rickroll. I mean, come on, admit it. You saw it coming, didn't you? Add a little more. to do something different for this part, so bear with me here. I swear. Sometimes he can be the biggest thorn in my side. What should I save this as? I'll think of it. Here we go. Cautious mind. Whoa, take it easy, little guy. Seriously, I don't want you getting hurt, okay? Save tempo information. Well, I guess that will conclude it for this stream, and I hope you found it entertaining. Wait. Videos. I swear. You keep saying the same things repeatedly, and that is a thorn in my side, so shut up! I mean, seriously. But anyway, thanks for tuning in.